Hello and welcome to another beautiful afternoon for Lansing Common football. Welcome back to Eastern Stadium to our viewers on the stream. We got an all-new team for you this year up in the booth. A lot of familiar faces down on the field. We will run quickly through the starting lineup. Coach Brent Sorg is running out a 4-2-3-1 today. A lot of familiar faces, but some new ones as well in this annual tradition of a community kickoff. We're going to have Carter Hagan up top at striker, Brett Swatton and Owen Resch on the wings, Jason Janowski playing attacking mid, Jack Heald and Joey Farhat, twin center midfielders, Dylan Bott, center back, Spencer Powell wearing number 23 at center back, Michael Dietz out of Hope College, a new face on the right back, number 17, and Christian Trunk, number 18, left back. Goalkeeper today for the Robins will be number 0, Johnny Schwartz. Guys, it's a beautiful day for soccer.
It is a beautiful day for soccer.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Go ahead. So here on Play-by-Play, I'm Noah Stalker. On color with me will be Josh Bell.
Josh Lee.
Josh Lee, my bad.
Josh Lee.
There's too many Joshes up here.
Yeah, we got a lot of Joshes up here, but we're gonna be switching on and off color and play-by-play this season for you guys.
So I'll be doing the honors for play-by-play for this game. For Lansing's other game against Detroit, Josh will be doing the honors. We'll be swapping it.
Should be a good one. It is a beautiful day out. It's going to be hot and sunny all summer, but we got a nice 50-degree day to start off the round-robin kickoff.
It's a Lansing tradition. We always get at least one game a year where we sell a lot of sweatshirts, and it looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of that today.
All right. Looks like Troy is just about to break their huddle to get this game started.
Troy United loves to come up to Lansing. I believe we've played at this point more friendly matches against Troy United than we have league matches. Last year, there were a lot more people in attendance, as that was our inaugural school day game, played at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. This year, our community kickoff looks a little bit different. As we kick it off, we're going to have 3 45-minute friendlies today, a little round-robin tournament.
All right, Troy gets the ball first. It looks... And there we go. All right, so back on the defensive side for Troy, heading it over to the goalkeeper. Passing it over to the right side. That's Versteeg with it. Tossing it over. Nice little step back over there by Medina. Gives it back to Versteeg, and now is back to the goalkeeper. Strikes it on over to the left corner. And then it bounces off on his back and then tripped up, and now we got a stoppage of play.
Very unlucky stoppage right there. It looked like the Robins had advantage, but the ref stopped it and pulls out his yellow card.
Yellow card under a minute into the game. Troy coming out a little aggressive in a community kickoff.
Our triple round robin tournament today actually has referee evaluators up here in the press box in attendance. So expect to see the refs. The refs know they're being watched, and they know they're going to have a conversation with somebody about their performance, not just the coaches, after these 3 45-minute matches today.
Looks like the ref wanted to set control of the game, and he wasn't going to take that high boot right off the gate, and Lansing has a dangerous free kick right outside the box.
Jack Heald, Brett Swatton, and it looks like Jason Janowski standing over this one. Swatty takes it.
Oh, and a nice save right there by Troy. It bounces right back into the right by the feet of Lansing. Up in the air now. A little scrum going on right about the 25-yard line. And it's pushed right back into the Lansing defense. Now they're looking to regroup. Crossing midfield now over to number 11. That is Owen Resch. Gets it on over to Christian Trunk. And now it's right back into the feet of Troy. Trying to keep it inbounds right there is Lucas Medina. And now it's right back with Lansing possession. Bouncing it on over on the left side. Tripped up a little bit right there. Is now back with Troy. Now to their goalkeeper. Passing it on back to, I believe that is number 23. That's Evan Morrison. Now back to Versteeg, who heaves it all the way to the opposite side. Pass it on back.
couple of notes about this Lansing Common squad this year. We did a coach's show with Coach Brent Sorg on Monday at Ozone's Brewhouse. He said, as always, the mentality of this year's team was going to be attack, attack, attack. But he also said he expects the attack to be a little stronger. There to be a lot more goals this year. Obviously, replacing Kevin Payne on the defense. But the other thing to note about this squad today is in today's game day lineup, there's a lot of depth in the attack and a lot of chemistry in that attack. Defense is a little thin today, so I might expect to see quite a few goals in this 45-minute friendly.
Yeah, speaking of which, it looked like Troy had an opportunity, and looks like we're going to have another stoppage to play.
Spencer Powell tripped up, draws the foul call.
Troy looking to come out aggressive. I mean, they're coming in with some high boots already, but
No doubt, Josh.
But Lansing going to continue to try and go forward and get the first goal of this one.
Yep. Keep it on the defensive side right now. Looks like they're going to respot the ball.
I'm not sure what happened there.
We need a new ball, I believe.
Oh, something must have happened to the old one. All right, now the play has been resumed. Spencer Powell has it on the right side, marching his way on over. He's a big kick all the way to the opposite side, off the head of someone from Troy. Now back on the defensive side for Lansing. That is number 15, Damian Adai. Adai is looking for an open man. Punts over to the side. That is Brett Swatton with it. Now the opportunity for Robbins, no good right there. Now they're trying to regroup, and it looks like we're gonna get a foul there by Lansing. Looks like it was Carter Hagan with a little push at the moment.
Yeah, a little push in the back. Easy call for the referee every time. Both teams coming out aggressive. Just Lansing has the upper edge towards the other box. Just can't find it in with their pressure that they're putting on Troy's defense right now.
Now over gives it to Versteeg. Now over onto the left side. That was Nick Settle. Striking it out over the midfield. It is stopped by the Robins. Looks like that's Powell with it, charging forward.
Spencer playing way up out of his center back position.
Opportunity right there missed for Lansing as it heads back over right over the midfield, but it is stopped right there. That looks like that's number 17, Michael Dietz with it. Now back over on Lansing's side. Looking to regroup right here. Back to the goalie, but now flings it over to the defenseman. About 5:30 into the first half of this game. Still scoreless in it, right now in this round robin, the first round robin matchup, as Lansing looks to be the first to get on the board.
Michael Dietz, new addition to the roster this year, out of Eaton Rapids, but played for Hope College, just the second player in Lansing Common history to come out of Hope College. And not just slotted into the starting lineup today, but expect we'll be seeing a lot of him in that fullback position this summer.
All right, Spencer Powell's going to try and start something for the Robins. He gets it over to Joey Farhat, but loses it a little bit. Now it's going back over to the defensive side. Troy has an opportunity to score right here. It is stopped by a die.
Great composure from Adai on that one. Spencer Powell got beat on his left-hand side, and Adai was just there to come clean it up, get rid of the pressure that Lansing was facing, and get to recoup with the ball.
6 minutes in, I'd say Dylan Adai is one of the surprise standout performers. He also is a surprise addition to the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Slotted in for Dylan Bott at the last second. So another new face and really distinguishing himself there in that center back position opposite Spencer Powell.
Little scrum right over here at midfield. Crossing that over was Jason Janowski, as the ball goes all the way now to the Troy defensive end. Passing it right back to the goalie, trying to get Troy all back together now. Passing it on over back to the right side. That was Versteeg. Now back to Medina. Tries to pass it over, but is stopped by the Robins now. That's Owen Rush with it as he passes it on over. Now Jason Janowski has it. Looking for something as it rolls over to the right corner. Still inbounds right now, back to the feet of Troy United. Pass over to Aiden Reynolds. And now gives it to Clay Dupuis. Back over to Lansing. That's number 18.
Excellent touch by Christian there.
Stopped now by the Robins, and it heads out of bounds. It'll be Troy ball.
You're seeing some of the miscommunication that you expect from early on. These guys don't really know each other as well. I mean, we have a couple players that are from Aquinas. They play together. The miscommunication, not understanding where they're going to go on the pitch.
And now we get another trip right there. Medina falls to the ground, and it will be their ball.
You're not wrong, Josh. I would say I would expect to see that cleaned up quite a bit over the next few weeks, not just to a normal degree, but because despite the different high schools, different hometowns, a lot of these kids from the Metro Lansing area did play together a lot in a club setting.
Yeah.
And so there is a lot of familiarity, not just from last summer, a lot of chemistry among the young core of this Robins side.
All right, Jack Hill with it in the middle. Pass it on over to Jason Janowski. Goes for a shot, and it is saved by Troy.
Another newcomer to this team who has been a little extra caffeinated today, as the boys from the coffee firm would say, Jason Janowski, taking an ambitious shot, but also has been involved in a lot in that number 10 attacking mid position.
All right, meanwhile, Lansing has it. Joey Farhat with it now. Flings it over to the left corner. Now they're racing for it. Lansing still has it. That is Carter Hagan with it. Trying to make a man miss. Kicks it, but is blocked by Troy. And it looks like it's still going to be Lansing ball. It went off of, I believe that is Medina that went off of last, so now.
Really nice work by Carter there to shield it with his body, make sure, earn the throw in there.
Yeah. Trunks throws it in. Now into the middle with it. It's shot, and it's just left of the goal.
Jason Janowski with another ambitious take from just outside the 18. Just wide.
As you can see, the wind is playing a factor today. It is a breezy day here in Lansing.
Ref says that was tipped. I didn't see it, but I like it.
Can be a corner kick for the Robins now.
It's a breezy day. Those long balls are really working in the favor of Lansing right now, keeping possession.
You know, the other thing, Josh, is the wind is shifting. If you look at the American flag and you look at the corner flags, it's giving you two different signals about where it's coming from.
Exactly.
Corner kick is here. Sails right past the offense.
Oh, goodness.
And
miss kick. It was a miss kick. Miss kick, Josh. Miss kick.
Angles too far to the right, and it's going to go back into the hands of Troy United.
But the long ball, it seems that it's not going to be working for either team today. It's working in the favor of Lansing right now in terms of getting lucky deflections. But let's watch this goal kick here. The breeze is really inhibiting the way the ball is just getting towards midfield. Or if he opts for a shorter kick like we see in the modern day game right now.
Troy has been playing out of the back quite a bit, and it's really playing into the high press that Brent Sorg likes to employ. Especially, Lansing's got the advantage here. They're the only club in this round-robin setting that's not going to have to go back-to-back. They're going to play the first match and then take a 45-minute break and then be back at it after that. And so a little opportunity for some fresher legs for the boys in red.
All right, Troy has it now right around the 30-yard line. Passing it right back to the left defense. Trying to find an opening. Flings it on and goes backwards now. Trying to play keep away against the Robins. There's a heave from left to right. Crossing midfield now. I believe that is Koyate with it. Passing it over, spins around, back to Koyate. Now to the left side to Schleicher. Now about a left sideline with it now is Troy. Going right around the defense. And back to Koyate. No one home right there on that pass. It's going to go right back to Lansing. Nice pass right around. With it now is Joey Farhat. Now racing for it is Janowski. As it hits off the cleat of Medina, now throw in now is Janoski. Passing it back to Resch. Resch with it now. Angling over to mid, now to right. Big kick right there. Goes right over the head of a Robin and goes out of bounds. Will be a goal kick for Troy.
You see the link-up play that is assuming that's going to be there all season is Owen Resch and Brett Swanton just trying to connect there. Swanton putting in the ball into the box with his left foot. Just can't get that glancing header. But the Robins are showing the attack that they need to early on in this round robin to set themselves up for the season coming up.
The other thing to pick out of that that we're going to see a lot more of this year, Brett Swanton playing in a position that's more comfortable for him this year. Lansing Common's got the depth to be able to put him up on the wing as opposed to having him on the back line and asking him to play box to box. And so he's a really dangerous attacker, as we saw a lot last summer, and being able to slot him into those more dangerous positions is going to be great for this side this summer.
All right, now Heel has as he passes it on over. Makes a man miss. Tries to get a pass off back to Heel. Nothing going there. Still keeping it inbounds now. We're about 14 minutes into this first game here. Still scoreless at the Eastern Stadium.
And as you recognized earlier, Josh, still just a little sloppiness.
Yeah.
What you expect to see at this on May 3rd.
There's still a long summer. We go all the way until July, Josh. So I'm totally expecting them to clean this stuff up. But obviously, first game together, a little miscommunication, but expecting better come summertime.
Meanwhile, at midfield with it now is the Robins. Pau flings it over, banks off a player. And now rushing with it now. That is Owen Resch. Ball's about to angle over to the right corner, but it is stopped just before it crosses. Trying to make a man miss now. Bounces off a Troy player. Back into the... We get another stoppage to play here.
Owen Resch having some beautiful link-up play up there to get a chance to go into the box. Just angled a little too far to the right corner flag. Questionable offside, but we have no VAR over here to determine if it was offside.
You know, he looked covered up by 18. It's possible that the ref saw the hairline on number 18 and said, there's no way that guy's actually playing in this game.
Very well be, but good link-up play. Started to see the communication forming that we've been talking about. So hopefully that can transition and get the first goal and get some momentum going as we get into the season here.
All right, now Lansing looking to try and steal it off from Troy. Banks off of number 20. Rolling on over to midfield now. Lansing now has it back. Dye has it on the left side, crossing over to midfield. Has two guys on him, gets the ball right past both of them. Gets the ball back now. Charging inwards. Oh, not off the back cleat of 21 from Troy. Now it's back into their possession.
It's like a 40-yard dribble from a die there, just right through the heart of the defense.
A die coming all the way from his center back position to go into the by the 20-yard line.
A push right there, and a trip now, and that's gonna be called on Troy.
Another player that I want to mention too, Josh, that we've talked about, Joey Farhat, I feel like has played a excellent first 16 minutes. He's been all over the place, really being the engine the team needs right now.
Consistent listeners to this stream will know that I'm a big Joey Farhat fan, and I swear I did not pay my booth mates to say that.
I've been really impressed with what I've seen from him. He's all over the pitch playing at the center mid position.
Somebody that also grew a lot, not just over last summer, into a real stalwart in the starting 11. But his freshman year at Aquinas had a great year, had some growth, and is going to be asked to play in a more comfortable center mid position for him that's more suited to his game and his strengths, as opposed to sometimes being asked to play on the wing, being asked to play different positions as Coach Sorg shuffled things around, trying to get a flavor for the best way to fit the pieces together last summer.
All right, Heel angling now on the right side. Tries to get a shot off, bounces off a defenseman. Looking to regroup now. A little miscommunication right there. Still back into the possession of the Robins. And Looks like we're going to have another offside call.
Number 22 of Troy United looked like he arguably could have been fouled on the play. I believe that's Sal Thompson, and ref didn't call it. And he was a little too aggressive. Came up on a Lansing Common player and gave him a little shove to let him know he was there.
A shot by Lansing. Off the head of one Troy player, and now off the head of another Troy player. Back in possession for the Robins. Another shot, and then right into the breadbasket of the goalie.
Another audacious attempt from Jason Janowski. Not sure if that was a cross or a shot, but it'll go in the score sheet as a shot on goal.
Only had a few shots on goal so far in this game. We're about 18 minutes into the first round robin matchup.
Not really any real danger created for both sides. Some interesting, dangerous crosses from Lansing, but a lot of times nobody home there.
No real chances, but we feel as if the Lansing Common midfield and the defenders are really creating some opportunities, just not able to put anything in real danger for Troy United.
Yeah, certainly, and that is something that the midfield has not always been a strength for this squad, and so that depth and that experience and that chemistry started to pay off here in this first 45 of the season.
All right, a headbutt right there by Michael Dietz goes out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in for Troy.
Got a sub coming in, Noah.
Looks like it could be number 19 for Troy United coming in.
Heck of a tattoo. That's all I know about this guy.
Coyote is getting subbed out in for number 19 now for Troy United FC. All right, play now resumes. Passing over back on the defense. Now over to number 24. Passing it back to 15. That was Versteeg. Now they're just passing it back to each other. Left defense, right defense. And the whistle is blown now.
PJ George, the man with the tattoo, checked in for Troy United. Apologies to PJ's parents if they're watching. What we received from Troy today was an assemblage of names and hometowns and other identifying information, not numbers. So we are catching up here, doing the best we can.
Getting our information from our PA announcer, letting
right.
us know who number 19 was in PJ George.
Matt Sharto, as always, doing incredible work over on the PA. He's bilingual to boot, so.
Ooh.
All right, that was Farhad who punches over to the left side. Now back into their own defensive end. Adai is trying to regroup with the ball. Gets the stop. Trying to go for a pass over to Powell. Powell's marching his way on over to midfield. Trying to look for an open man. And say he's going to pass it back to Adai. Trying to guide someone around to get an open pass. Across the 21-minute mark, still scoreless in this game. Now Powell has it back. Right across midfield with it now. I guess it's a Janowski, but it is interrupted by a Troy player. Alrighty, now Trunk has it. Gets a kick all the way over to the hands of the goalie as he heaves it back to midfield.
Looked like some of the wind maybe played a factor. I don't think Christian was trying to play that directly into the chest of the keeper there.
I think, as we talked about, as we're about to get a multitude of subs coming in for both squads, I think the wind is playing a factor into the team's long ball techniques. Not just getting the placement that they want, as they have the technique to be able to put it in the perfect spot. The wind definitely is playing a little bit of a factor for these teams.
Sammy Omar checking in, going to be over in the right wing position for Brett Swatton. We got Eli Moss tapping in for Carter Hagan in the 9, and Ali Ahmad wearing number 10, playing the 10.
All right, Troy's going to resume play here. That was Evan Morrison with it now, for Troy. Sent over to 21. Back over to Lansing possession. Now Powell has it. Gets to the far hat. Now far gets it on Med. Med angles it onto to Heald. Looking for something here. Thanks. Somebody tripped from Lansing, and then someone pushed into a Troy player. Get a stoppage of play now. That play is removed. All right, now 25 has it. That was Nick Settle. Gets it to 24 as the ball hits out of bounds. Still Troy ball with it as we hit the 23-minute mark. Still a 0-0 game. One team waiting for the other to blink right now as the ball goes out of bounds.
Oh, boy. I don't know. Refs might be hearing about that one from the evaluator after the game.
All right, ball sails right over Dye as he tries to get the ball, get control of it. He's getting pushed around by a Troy player. That was number 22, Sal Thompson. Trying to be a little aggressive, disrupting any sort of control that he had. As the Dye throws it in, right over Ahmad's head, and now to Elijah Moss.
Nice idea by Eli there, but not a bad mistake.
Ahmad has it now. Chipped by Robin. Back to Ahmad as he runs into a Troy player. Troy tries to go for a shot, and it's just right of the goal. It'll be a goal kick for the Robins. All right. Schwartz is gonna pass over to Pau now to get this goal kick, or get play resumed as he jogs his way over to the 20-yard line. Then banks it to the right side. Crossing midfield with it now was number 7, Sammy Omar. Now gets it to far hat, back to a Dye in their own zone. Dye sails it over to the Troy defensive end. And Morrison has it now as it's stopped by Janowski. Back to Lansing possession. Looked like that was Ahmed that had it. Lost control for it a bit. 24 has it now for Troy United. Gets over back to the goalie as he strikes it to midfield. Stopped by the Robins. Now Heald with it, marching his way over around the 20-yard line. Now gets it to Janowski. Janowski on the right corner. Can't get a pass off as it looks like it was a whistle was blown.
Offside the call. Once again, not totally sure about that one.
We're going to trust the ref has a better angle on
That's
that
right.
one.
That's
We're just
right.
going to trust
Straight
it.
line. Straight line.
He's going to trust that he has a straight line on that one.
All right, looks like we got another substitution in for Troy United. That's number 7, Clay Dupuis, back on the field for Troy United.
Troy United having to do a lot more substitutions as they do not have the depth as at least and during the round robin that Lansing Common has, where Lansing Common has easily 10+ subs, while Troy United is running about 6.
All right. Looks like the throw-in's gonna throw in for Lansing right now. Like it went off the foot of a Troy player. It's gonna be Trunk that throws it in for the Robins. He's a pass over to Elijah Moss. Now back into the defensive zone for Troy as they find a way across midfield. Pau has it along. Tries to get over to Omar, but a whistle is blown.
little over eager with the arm there.
Yeah, very, thought that was a clever handball by Sammy Omar, and the ref sniffed it out, unfortunately for Sammy.
Maybe on another day that could get by, but not with this ref today.
Sure doesn't look like it. As Troy crosses midfield, kicks a shot over to Dupuis. Dupuis is crossing back to the middle of the field.
Troy had numbers, but he decided to play the square ball to himself there and allow the defense to get back organized.
Right in the left corner. A shot goes right around the goal. Still inbounds, and now it feels just out of bounds. It's going to be back to Lansing ball.
Troy really gave Lansing Common a chance to get back and reset. Especially they had numbers that looked like you had maybe a 3-on-4 attempt where if you had the speed to go around the outside and cut through right through the defenders, could have gotten a good chance. But
quite a bit of disorganization and a gift there from Dupuis, deciding to just dribble on his own for a little bit rather than try to hammer something into the box.
Right, Schwartz gets it over to Adai, who passes it. Oh, over to, I believe that was healed down to Ahmed. Ahmed still has it. Back to Adai. Back over to Ahmed. Now triangulates it to Pau as he crushes over back to midfield. Now back into their defensive end with it. Ahmed to Pau. Pau passes over to Heald. Now gets right across the midfield into their offensive zone. Heald has a little trouble with it, trying to make a man miss. Now another one. Looking for an opportunity, and then steals right into the hands of the Troy goalkeeper.
good attempt there from Jack Heald, really making his technique shown there. Dribbling by everybody, just cannot get the end product on that cross.
Meanwhile, 24 here has it on the right side. Passes it backwards. As the ball now sails right into the possession of Adai. Cross field pass to Pau. As Pau drills it over, bounces right on the 15-yard line, and as bounces right around to the Troy goalkeeper as he gets his hands onto the ball. Clinks a little pass over to the right. 25, that was Nick Settle who had it. Meanwhile, a pass on the left side back to Settle is no good as it angles a little too far to the right. Couldn't get the reach on it, and as it goes out of bounds back to Lansing ball.
And that is exactly why Sorg loves that high press. Is you can force teams from just some too casual, too lazy, passing it around in their own end, forces a turnover, and all of a sudden, Lansing Common's on the front foot.
All right, Adai will be throwing it in for the Robins.
Looks like they're setting up a long throw from Damian Adai here with men in the box to try and header it home past the Troy United goalkeeper.
All right, here's the throw. Right into the thick of it, and it is caught by the Troy goalkeeper.
Underappreciated strength of this roster for 5 seasons has been we always seem to have somebody who can turn just about any throw-in into a set-piece opportunity. And apparently Damian Adai is going to be the one who does that out of the center back position on this squad.
Well, a shot by Coyote is saved by Schwartz.
Schwartz,
no real danger there.
Schwartz's real first save of the game. First attempt there where he actually had to move for it.
Meanwhile, Adai has it right around the 25-yard line as he launches a kick over to the offensive end. Omar had a chance, but it was bounced off the head of a Troy player as a whistle is bounced. Still going to be, it looks like it's going to be Troy United balls.
Andy Ignatovich warming up to go in. Looks like he is going to be at the left back position. A new addition to the squad out of Battle Creek, plays at the University of Manchester.
Yep, going out was Christian Trunk for the Robins. Meanwhile, Lansing has a Heald right around the midfield. Now to Janowski. Gets a pass all the way over. They have a have an opportunity right now. Doesn't look like they were able to take it as Troy has the ball back right around the 20-yard line. Now back into the possession of Lansing. Bounces off a defender. Ignatovic with gets a little bit of it, but it's still back with Troy ball. Stopped right there by Ignatovic. Troy trying to get around both Ahmed and Ignatovic. No luck there.
Great little touch by Ali. Forced the turnover, kicks around for a little bit, and then back on the ball.
Now Ahmed has it on the left side. Trying to make a man miss. Passes to Janowski. Janowski with a shot. Just over the crossbar and no good.
Picked out that top corner and just couldn't bring it down.
That entire play starts with Andy Ignatovic after having a miss hit for his first touch, staying with the play, staying aggressive, forcing another turnover, getting it out to Ahmad, who could play it back into Janowski, who we've seen is going to take a shot from any distance. Just puts a little too much on it and it curls over the bar. But excellent play from Andy Ignatovic as his first action into the game.
Yeah, you're right. That's the kind of bad touch that can really get into a guy's head. And he really bounced back immediately in a way that is exciting and shows promise for that young man.
Damien Ndai almost smacked it right into the bench of Lansing Common as he was just trying to get it out of play.
Josh Rosendale found himself in the line of fire.
All right, throwing it in now is Troy United. Floats it over, not too far, but still in Lansing's defensive end. Cross-field pass. Struck right around to the 30-yard line. This is back into the feet of Troy United. Midfield with it now is Troy as it gets a pass from left to right, from left corner to right corner. Still inbound with it, and never mind. Looks like it's going to be Lansing ball now.
Troy United has seemed to want to play that long ball technique and have the numbers advantage. It just seems like nobody's able to take advantage.
A little difficult to play anything long today. As we've said a couple times, this wind is making that a challenge.
All right, Ahmed marching around the 30-yard line. Gives it to Pau. Pau kicks it onto the right side. Now it's going to go back to the Pau.
Take space there, man.
Pau jogging his way to midfield. He gives it back to Ahmed. Ahmed's looking for something.
All kinds of
The
space
shot,
in front of Ali.
and he scored!
What a banger.
Right from the 22-yard line was Ali Ahmad, and he gets the Robins on the board now. 1-0 with about 35 minutes into the game.
Clearly, Ali Ahmad leaves the squad for a year, and Troy forgot about that dude. The defense was just backpedaling. They had 5 standing inside their own 18 and just let him hammer it into the top corner.
Wow. It did not look as if they were giving him space, but you didn't know if he would try and play it out wide, try and play it back in. But Ali Ahmad just says, I'm going to go from distance if you're going to give me this space, and puts it right into the top right corner. What a first goal to start off the season.
We were we were talking a little bit before the stream started about how some of the teams in the league might be tuned into this stream to try to get a scouting report, and Ali Ahmad just gave them one right there. Oh my goodness.
The note you have to put for Ali Ahmad for your scouting report, do not give him space. What a goal.
All right, Ignatovic throws it in for the Robins now. Farhad looked like he had something there, but it was intercepted by a Troy United player. Number 6 with it now for them. Now they're crossing midfield into their offensive end. 6 with it right at the center. Now dancing on the logo with it. Now back over to the right side. Stolen by Ahmad, who just scored a goal. The first goal for the Robins in this round robin matchup. First matchup of the day. About to cross the 37-minute mark. Back on defense with it now is Troy. It's number 25 with it, Nick Settle. Strikes a kick all the way over to the left corner. Looks like they can't get anything done as a Robin.
Great work by Michael Dietz to get on that ball. That could have led to something more, and he just hustled, beat his man to the ball.
not only did he hustle and beat him to the ball, but I love how he wrapped his foot around the ball and keeping it in play for allowed Sammy Omar to try something instead of just booting it right into the away fan section and giving Troy United a throw in. Otherwise, now it's Lansing Common free kick.
That's right. Not easy to do there.
Elijah Mass got pushed there and it was called by the ref. Meanwhile, Janowski has it. Passing on over. Looks like it's Jack Heald with it on now. Right side. Now back over to the middle. Now the Janowski trying to pierce through that defense now. That was Elijah Mass. Meanwhile, Heald with a shot of his own. It goes through the goalpost and out of bounds.
Lansing Common players are not afraid to strike it from distance, as we've learned. Jason Janowski, Ali Ahmad, and Jack Heald all are confident in themselves to strike one from about 25 yards out, 30 yards. Super impressive so far.
Jack Heald out of Mansfield, England, playing at Cleary University during the school year, and playing in Lansing, Michigan during the summers.
Troy throwing it in is intercepted by a die. But it's still now it's back into the possession of Troy as Ahmad just steals it right underneath his nose.
Really great defensive work by Ali there, and then just gives it right back, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, Pau is fighting with it now as he crosses a Troy player up, has him on the ground. Back with it on offense is the Robbins. That was Moss with it. Now to Heald, tries to pass it over to Janowski. Gets a foot on it, push back with it now is Troy. Looking to regroup now, get back on offense. Pass, had a little miscommunication right there as they send it back to number 9, and now it's going to back to the goalkeeper. Kicks out, gets a kick of his own as Ignatovich heads butts it out of bounds. Now it is throw in for Troy.
Ali Ahmad, ever since coming into this game, has offered a spark on this left-hand wing closer to the broadcast booth, really offering something in terms of the intensity that he's playing with, really trying to dispossess these Troy United players whenever they have the ball, and he's just being really aggressive and looking upfield instead of looking backwards, trying to go towards the goal and away from the goal. So Ali Ahmad, ever since coming on, has been super impressive to watch.
Meanwhile, Troy gets it right past both Heald and Ignatovich. Well, Lansing looks to regroup. That is number 17, Michael Dietz with it. Now the ball goes right past midfield into their offensive end. And we get a whistle blown.
Looked like Sammy Omar just kicked it up right into the Troy United player's hands, and he just caught the ball. He was thinking we're playing the other type of football, the American football.
Meanwhile, in the right corner with it now is Ahmed. And it sails right out of bounds, and it's going to be back into the possession of Troy United. Here goes the throw-in. Heaves it over, bounces right at the 29-yard line of the field. He looked like he had something there, but it went right over his head. Now it's back onto their defensive end. Pau's going to have to try and kick it back to the goaltender, which he does. Schwartz is able to get a kick off right past the Troy player, but into the hands of into possession of another one. That was number 9 with it. Meanwhile, a pass right there to 25. That was Settle. Now to Dupuis. Back to Settle. Crossfield kick right to the midfield logo. They still have possession as we hit the 41-minute mark of the game. Lansing Common FC's up 1-0.
Robbins had numbers, but Troy's keeper comes way out of his box to send this one out of bounds.
All right, looks like we're going to get a substitution here for Troy United. Number 20 is going to be coming in for them.
About 3.5 minutes left in this one, pending any stoppage time.
Right, Ignatovich throws it into Adai. He passes it to Ahmed.
Goodness, what a switch.
Crossfield pass over to the right defenseman. I believe that is Dietz with it now as he gives it back to Spencer Powell. Now over to Adai. Adai sails it over to the goalkeeper as he headbutts it back into the possession of a Troy player. Looking to make something happen as Heald races in and gives it, or is going to get it right back to Troy now. All right, that's number 11 for Troy. But it's now back to the possession of Lansing now on the offensive attack. right side with a shot and a save there by Troy. That was Janowski who had the opportunity, but is denied by Troy.
Janowski's had the shooter's touch all day. He's had the goal. He's been sniffing out a goal, just can't find the net, taking a shot from anywhere he wants. Just can't find it, but what a beautiful save from the Troy United keeper.
All right. Number 11 passes it over. Now to 25 banks it. And it is going to sail out of bounds and is now Lansing ball. Spencer Powell is going to get the throw in from Lansing as he passes it over to Adai on the left side. He's got Ignatovich open on the right on the left midfield of the left midfield, but he's going to give it to Ahmed, who gives it right back to Adai. Now over to Farhat. Farhat tosses it to Adai, who gives it back to Spencer Powell. Now Powell over to Adai. They're just playing keep away at this point. We're about 43 minutes into this game. Lansing Common FC 1-0 thanks to the Ali Ahmad goal. Speaking of Ahmed, he passed it over to looked like that was Omar, but he sails it over the crossbar out of bounds.
Ali Ahmad, beautiful little through ball between the defenders, just out of the reach of the Troy United defender. Sami Omar had time, composure, just puts a little too much on it, got a little too much height on it, and goal kick for Troy United. But Ali Ahmad has really been the difference maker, I feel, in this one.
Almost felt like Sammy just was not. They needed to settle down a little bit, take an extra touch, just get himself ready for that one. But nonetheless, you're bang on, Josh. Ali really manufactured that opportunity out of thin air with an amazing diagonal ball into the box there.
All right, Schwartz rolled it over to Pau, gives it right back to Adai. Now back to Pau. Over to Dietz. Dietz going to pass it back to Schwartz, who then kicks it right to Ahmad, but is intercepted by number 20 of Troy United. And it looks like he's going to get a yellow card right there.
I feel like that one might be more towards for dissent than the
Yeah,
foul.
and Ali went hip to hip on a guy that's got about 50, 70 pounds on him.
Yeah.
And I think he might have been complaining about a flop there, but can't do that. Can't commit the foul, and certainly cannot get caught chirping at the referee like that. Lesson learned for him, and hopefully one that doesn't repeat itself.
Ali Ahmad saying getting the bigger guys back if there's a ball into the box,
Right.
let the smaller guy be in the wall.
All right, there's the kick for Troy. Head butted in. Off the crossbar, no good, though.
Wrong crossbar. Went off of the crossbar for the football.
Oh.
The field goal. But nonetheless, great attempt from Troy United to try and salvage something almost at the end of the first round robin game.
Real degree of difficulty added for the referees in that situation. You got to be able to call that ball dead right away, and they did so.
Meanwhile, Lansing Common has it now on offense. That's Dietz with it as he heaves a pass over off the head of Settle. And it's going to be Lansing ball as it sailed out of bounds. Off last player touched, I believe it was a Troy player. I think that was number 6, I believe, who touched it last.
We do have some extra time today. We do not know how much because we do not have a fourth official. But we are rolling here in stoppage time in Lansing.
Already the first minute of stoppage time gone.
All right, Ahmed has it now. So 1-0 Lansing Common FC as we're in stoppage time. I believe it's still going to be Lansing ball.
If you're Brent Sorg from this first one, there are plenty of positives that you can take from this. There's still things you need to work on, but there's plenty of positives that you can take from this first 45 minutes of organized team action between these guys.
Yeah, I got an underappreciated one. I would say Spencer Powell
Yes.
and Damian Adai working together on that back line. The chemistry is so important with the loss of Kevin Payne. That building up that back line is going to be super important. The other thing that's happened since the coaches show, Sean O'Mara got a job out of state. And so the starting keeper for Lansing Common is probably going to be Brooks Boersma, who was not able to make it today. And so we are going to see some new faces in the back today, in addition to those two center backs. And so got to be happy about what you've seen so far.
So nice play there by Lansing. It looked like Troy had a shot there as we are going to reach halftime now.
Halftime, third time, full time. It
Whatever
is
you wanna
break
call it.
time. We will see you
Break
back
time.
here in 15 minutes. Any other takeaways before we shut this down for a little bit?
I want to say the midfield between Jack Heald and Joey Farhat is something that leaves me excited going forward this summer. I love the commanding play, especially that Jack Heald play showed during that first 45 minutes. You can see that he's from England, has that style that the English players like to play with. He's very aggressive. I like what I saw from our midfield duo in that first half.
That's right, Josh. And one thing that, midfield has not always been a strength for this side. And the reason is it can be really hard to get the pieces all to fit together in a way that makes sense when you're throwing an 11 together for a summer out of guys that, maybe haven't met before, certainly didn't all go to the same school because you can't build a squad out of guys that all go to the same school. And so being able to slot guys in at really their traditional place on the field that they're used to playing is an underappreciated, underrated strength when you're able to make it work. And it looks like this Lansing Common side has got a little fortunate with that.
Yeah. Noah, anything else?
Not a whole lot there to say after that one.
Just a really impressive 45 minutes of soccer out of Lansing Common. Looking forward to seeing what's next. We're going to take an 8-10 minute break and be back with Troy United versus a depleted Detroit Badgers side, as the Detroit Badgers have 2 league games in Southeast Michigan this weekend. And they decided to send some fellas over here to Lansing to get in the round robin friendly for our community kickoff. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the second of our matches today between Troy United and the Detroit Badgers. We're doing something a little bit different for this one. We've got a very special guest, Brina Pugh, my wife, up here in the booth. Brina, say hello to the people.
Hello, hello. Happy to be here.
It is Kentucky Derby Day, so we're going to do a little chat about fashion. And by fashion, I mean, of course, what the fellas on the field are wearing. And by the fellas in the field, I do not mean the Detroit Badgers or Troy United. We are going to cycle through some of our kits, jerseys, shirts, if you will, that Lansing Common is going to be wearing this year through the magic of Scott. We're going to put those on the screen, and we're going to have a little conversation about some takes about what the boys are going to be wearing this year. We're going to go around. We're going to have a round robin, if you will, and everybody's going to give their takes about the kits. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what we might like to see in a future Lansing Common kit. So, Scott, you can start it, with whatever you want. I think we talked about an order yesterday, but I don't really care. Put up one of our Instagram models from our online merch store, if you would. There you go. We're going to start with the classic, the home kit. We got Miles Foster giving blue steel at the camera with the Ozone's Brew House in the backdrop. Brina, what do you think of the 2025 home kit?
I mean, first impression of this picture is this man has a very strong jaw, and that's really distracting from the jersey. But I do like that it is very, it's very modern, I guess you would say, but also throwback, because this is what the internet used to look like. I know these kids probably don't know that, but back in the day, it was that pixelated when we actually got onto the internet. So this is making the millennials feel at home. I would say that this is the Gen X of all of the jerseys, and also the Gen Alpha, because all the little kids here are wearing that jersey today.
Noah and Josh, just so you know, the sash is something that we do every year. And so Jeff Sykes and the team over at Moneyball have to come up with a different spin for the sash, and they get a little bit more creative every year. But anything to add to that?
No, internet was not like that. It's very, very, I don't know how the right word to say it, very driven. But I think this, out of all the options that we saw in our Discord chat and talking about the different home kits, I like this one the best. I don't know, something different, but I love the pixelated, how it goes into the striping, into the normal jersey. I like this one, and I love the attention to detail along the collar of the sleeve. Mm-hmm. I like that, and having the different color mixing into the jersey. So this is one that I plan on getting as a little bit of a memento for the summer. So this was my personal favorite jersey that was showed to us, and out of all the home kits, I loved it.
Well, I got good news for you, Josh. This is the one you're going to be seeing more than any others, because this is the home kit. Yes. And so on the stream, pending attending any away matches, but also pending, I'm sure they're going to bring out the whites for some home games. We like to keep things spicy, keep the fans on their toes. But Noah, what do you got on that? A little different than what the Oakland University Golden Grizzlies typically roll out, huh?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This is definitely a design option that I don't see in any of the Golden Grizzlies jerseys whatsoever. I'm more of a simple man, though. So when it comes to design options, I'm probably not your go-to guy. But when I'm looking at the first impressions of what I see of the jersey, I think it's a very nice touch, especially the pixelation going from one shoulder all the way across body. And then you also have it on the arm sleeve of the left, both the left and the right arm sleeves.
We do have a goal for Troy United. One thing we were chatting about between the two matches but also on our last stream, was that the Badgers are going to be with a little bit of a limited squad today. They've got league matches yesterday and today in Southeast Michigan. So this is a real thin squad for them. Physically, a very imposing side, yes. Really looking like men versus boys. But of course, size is not everything on the soccer pitch. Sometimes the small guys like Ali Ahmad are the ones scoring the bangers.
And the goal that Troy United scored was a beauty. It was well worked by their striker. He cut in past the goalkeeper that was diving out, and it was just a beautifully well worked goal. So as you said, size doesn't always matter on the soccer field.
We'd have to pull out the instant replay to know just how much of the beautiful goal that you got to see that we were blocking with Miles Foster and the home kit. But Scott, let's see whatever you got next. All right, we've got one of our Lansing Facts buddies, Ty, modeling the away kit here. We've got, well, Brina, take it away.
I mean, this is my personal favorite of all of them. I think this is the millennial jersey. I think that's who's going to gravitate towards this one. I think that he wears it well. And my first impression was the Owl City song about fireflies, because that's what it looks like to me, which this is also another reference that these kids are not going to get. So I'm just batting really well here.
She said that last night, and unfortunately, I had that song stuck in my head for like hours after that. But Josh, what do you got on this one? Just for your edification, the robins are illustrating the Lansing skyline in this one. You got the stacks, you got the Capitol building there. Take it away, Josh.
I did get that reference. I do know that reference. I do know that song. I'm not that young. I do know that song. But no, this is another kit that I thoroughly enjoyed. I don't love when clubs and like smaller clubs, they don't add some artistic. I love the artistic flair showing off the Lansing skyline. I mean, when you're driving down and you see the Capitol, you see that skyline. It's a beautiful skyline. So I love the attention to detail, and especially that you mentioned the Robins orchestrating that skyline. I think it's a beautiful touch, and I think these are some beautiful kits that we've shown so far that they should definitely go and buy on the online shop, and if they come to a game in person.
Shop.lansingcommonfc.com, attaboy. And illustrating the view from the one Catabus coming down Michigan Avenue, maybe to go to a Lugnuts game or just to check out the Capitol in downtown Lansing from Michigan State's campus, right?
Yep. As a Michigan State student, you'd have to pay to get on that bus.
Sure.
But Cata is definitely a great use if you want to get downtown, but I love this jersey. This is another one of my favorites. I like the home kit a little bit better, purely because I just think I like the red pop and the pixelating view.
Sure.
This is another beautiful kit. Some beautiful kits that we get to see all summer long.
Noah, you like this one a little bit more. It's a little simpler in its own way, right?
Yeah, when I first looked at the jersey, I didn't realize like the dots actually formed the Lansing skyline. I'm not a Lansing native, nor anywhere near Lansing. I live a couple hours away from it.
Same.
So I would not have. So at first glance, I definitely didn't notice it, but once it was pointed out, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like how it shapes into that, and then the color scheme works obviously perfectly with the logo. So yeah, I think I like the away jersey a little bit more than the home jersey.
I think the appeal of this one, too, is this is the Lansing skyline in this moment. And we are about to have a big change to our skyline by building a 27-story apartment complex downtown. So we'll have to refigure this someday. But so you're buying this to honor this moment in Lansing.
Right. The Lansing Common kits of the future might even have the Ovation Performing Arts Center as well. But we'll have to wait and see. Scott, you want to hit us with one of the keeper kits? This one, another Ty Schalter, friend of the club, and this is the one that they are wearing today. Would typically, I think this would probably be typically described as the primary keeper kit if it weren't for the one that we're going to show you next. Brina, what do you got on this one?
This is what I'm thinking is going to be the most sold jersey. I think that this one is going to fly like hotcakes because I think people are just going to be really attracted to the colors. I think it's a lot of other teams that have these really neon ones. I think that's what people gravitate towards. Initially, though, I did think it was marijuana. It is birds. If you get really close, you can tell that it's birds, which might deter some folks from it, but it also might appeal to a different audience. So you could get a lot of people attracted to this one. I think this is going to be a big seller.
This is definitely the most classically Lansing Common keeper kit. This is very similar in its loudness and with the sort of fluorescent highlighter hues that it employs, but it's also, as she said, a very creative, very original kit. Josh, what do you got?
This is a bold one for me. I think this, as you said, is going to be really good seller with kids. I think this would be a really good seller. Just getting those bright colors as like kids love wearing multicolored things. I know, especially as I was a kid, I liked wearing things with lots of colors. So this could sell really well with kids. Personally, not out of the kits we've seen, not the one I'm going to wear during the summertime, but I think that the color contrasting definitely does appeal to the eye, especially more so the yellow side of it. I'm not looking it's harder for us to see the orange and the blue and the pink, but the yellow, I like that touch. I think yellow in a kit is beautiful. I love seeing when a yellow, especially a goalkeeper kit, I love seeing it. So I think this is a bold kit, not one for me personally, but I think this will be a great seller with younger kids, in my opinion.
Noah, is this your least favorite of the kits?
8-year-old me would love this. That's for sure.
Well, that's important too. 8-year-olds are among some of our strongest supporters, and nothing like the pricing of some of those youth jerseys too is a little relaxed. And of course, when you're a kid, you don't have to worry about that. You just got to worry about getting mom and dad to take care of that. So, absolutely appealing to the 8-year-olds. Probably not something that we think about when we're designing these, but something that is really important when we're thinking about that merch selection. All right, Scott, hit us with the last one. We might have to explain the joke a little bit for our Instagram audience as well as for our friends here in the booth. So we've got a Lansing landmark here, Big Penny, recently been branded as such. This is a railroad bridge that is over 100 years old on Pennsylvania by the Potter Park Zoo. This bridge has a bad habit of getting trucks wedged underneath it. So the city has done all kinds of things to try to advertise to the trucks, like, if you are more than this high, please stop. Please don't try to drive onto this bridge. And it just has not been successful. And so it's, as we do in Lansing, we've adopted this into a little bit of a cult following. And the Big Penny kit advertises our railroad bridge in Lansing on South Penn. Brina, what do you got for this one?
Well, I think it's very timely because apparently the bridge actually got a car this weekend because it also floods underneath the bridge. So not only did the trucks get stuck because they literally can't get under it, but the cars can't because there's water underneath of it too. So I think this is going to be one of the most niche kits. I think that people are either going to get it or they're not going to get it. And if you're walking through an airport and you see someone wearing this and you're from Lansing, you're going to think they're the coolest person you've ever seen. If you don't know what it is, you're going to think it's very, very strange. So I like that about it. I think it's very weird, and I think Lansing's very weird, and we should embrace that.
This plays a really important niche role in our merch selection, in that this is the kit that is most likely to be seen on somebody that you've never seen before at a game or anywhere else walking through Meijer. That's really important, and I can tell you firsthand from our merch sales over the last week as we've put this up for sale, this is the one that's brought in some new names, some new buyers, some people who maybe haven't been to a game before, haven't bought a jersey, haven't bought a membership before. So that's an important piece of the merch game too. Josh, what do you got on this one?
As Noah mentioned, he's not from the Lansing area, nor am I. I'm near the same area that Noah is, so I had no idea what this was until it got explained to us in our little internship group chat, explained what this sort of thing is. But after hearing the story, I absolutely love it. I think this is so...
I second that too.
I think this is so unbelievably creative and so cool. Like, I did not know the story, and hearing the story, I think it's so creative, and I love the neon colors behind it. You're still getting that goalkeeper feel of the neon colors, but I think this is I think this would be a good thing to keep going into the future as we grow, we get outside of college and those things. You remember, hey, remember Lansing, remember that bridge, and you remember your time with Lansing Common. This is one that you definitely want to keep for the memento in the next 10, 15 years, and you can talk about it. But I think this is I think this story is better than the kit, but it also makes the kit even better.
Yeah. We can pull you guys in and we can tell you about the club and the club's history and what it means to the community, but you can't really understand a community until you hear something like this. Is that right?
And you can see in this picture, there's a little tally marker down there that shows you how many trucks it's gotten, and it's gotten 88, I think, since 1994.
Wow.
So yeah.
more recently, as of course the cars get bigger. But Noah, anything to add on this one?
I've heard stories about this, not in Michigan, but in other states. People have had their own versions of this.
The truck eating bridge in other states.
Well, they've had instances it's not, they don't treat it like this, but they'll have trucks absolutely the tops of theirs just look like a can completely opened. But when I heard about the story about the one here in Lansing, I thought it was pretty cool, especially for someone who's not a part of the city whatsoever.
and the local soccer club embraces it through their kit design. So
Yes,
what do you know?
I also love the fact that the bridge has also gone into the fact that like the people, whoever is like they're adopting, it's like, yeah, we eat trucks, we eat
Yep.
cars, we have no problem with it.
Yep.
Like that's so funny to me.
Yeah, this is, I think, the point where the inside joke truly jumps the shark as a community and as a club. So we've got one more segment, and I didn't prep you guys for this one, so you don't need to jump in if you don't want to. But Brina's going to talk a little bit about the kits that she hopes to see on the Lansing Common squads of the future.
So, Jeff, if you're listening at home, here are some things I would like to see. Lansing has a tradition of olive burgers. We love olive burgers here, and I want to see an olive burger jersey. I have seen some drafts of one, and I know we got a lot of work to do still, but I think you've got it in you, Jeff. I would love to see an olive burger jersey. And then the other thing about Lansing is that we call ourselves the Lannstronauts, and I think that we need a space jersey. I've seen other teams do it. Those Galaxy jerseys that other folks have go really well, so I think that would be a bestseller too. So a Landstronaut jersey of some sort, that's what I would like to see, and I think Lansing Facts would back us up on that.
A space-themed jersey with no Marvel tie-in whatsoever. How about that? All right, with nothing else to chat about, we are going to wrap this up a little bit early. We appreciate all the folks who have continued to tune in for the Badgers and for Troy United, but it's going to be a silent final 30 minutes or so of this one. We will be back with you at the top of the 6 o'clock hour for Lansing Common against the Detroit Badgers. Thanks so much, folks. Talk to you soon.
for Troy United, number 21, Danny Watkins. And in for the Detroit Badgers, number 21, Amar Abu-Shapea. Number 13, Rocky Albarati. And number 23, Tikator Nael. In the game for Troy United, number 16, Lucas Medina, number 19, PJ George, and number 18, Jacob Bermonti. In the game for Detroit Badgers, number 6, Kenny Alameda, number 22, Ben Harmon, number 9, Marco Pamponio, and an unknown number 15. Stoppage time will be determined by the official on the field. And the final score in a second of our round robin games, Troy United 2, Detroit Badgers 0.
Welcome back for some Lansing Common soccer in this third game of this round robin. Second game for Lansing Common, going against the Detroit Badgers. The starting lineup for Lansing Common in goal, remaining from that first game that they played, is Johnny Schwartz. Over at left back is Christian Trunk. The two center backs, meeting with Damian Adai and Spencer Powell. Number 17, Michael Dietz, is going to make up that back line for the Robins. In midfield, we have Jack Heald and Andy Ignatovich sitting in the Central Park, with Brent Swatton, Jace with Janoski, Sammy Omar, and into the game for the first time today, Extreme Hawk into the game for the Detroit Badgers. Lots of players that we don't know about. It should be an interesting next 45, Noah.
It'll be an interesting next 45. Lansing Common just coming off a 1-0 victory against Troy. Meanwhile, the Detroit Badgers have lost 2-0 to Troy. So pre-game assumptions, things will be looking good for the Robins at the very least, but only time will tell.
As Josh, who is no longer in the booth with us for this one, I'm Josh Lee on play-by-play. Noah is going to be our color commentator, the only one, because Josh Pugh left the booth, so you're just stuck with us. As kickoff happens, is the Robins are going to look for the long ball to start.
Yeah, interesting tactic there for the Robins right there, just heaving it on from midfield all the way to like the left corner. Unfortunately, there wasn't anyone there that was able to receive that ball, and it'll be Detroit throwing right now.
Badgers throwing it in. Fighting off one of the Robins, still remaining possession. Looking to just reset, boots it straight at Jack Heald. Heald looking to play ahead over to Sammy Omar. Omar looking inside, cuts it over to Swatton on the right wing. Curls one in, saved by the keeper. Outstretching arm, out for a corner kick.
Yeah, they left Swatton wide open on that right side. He was able to connect the dots right to him. He was able to get the shot. It was a very nice shot too, but the goalkeeper was able to get his hands on it and pushed it out. But it'll still be a corner kick for Lansing. He'll still have possession of the ball.
Beautiful save from Jawad Jarara for the Detroit. As Lansing's going to get the corner, whips in a high arching ball to the back stick. Swatton to Adai. Adai off the left upright. And it will be a goal kick
I was gonna say that should
for
be
the Badgers.
that should have been a dead ball right there. Hit the goalpost, not the actual goalpost, the football goalpost.
Adai almost got 3 points on that one, going through the field goal posts. It's going to remain Badgers' ball as they're going to look to boot it up ahead. Kept in, played down. As Ignatovich plays it ahead to Heald. Heald looking for a through ball, gets intercepted by the Badgers. Still going to remain possession with the Robins. Trunk back to Heald. Sammy Omar looking ahead.
Oh.
Takes a shot off the crossbar, but do we have a whistle for a foul or an offside in the build-up?
I believe that's going to be an offsides right for on the Lansing, but that was a great opportunity there by Janoski. It almost barred down right on the goal, but it didn't go in.
Janoski with another shot, as we talked about in the first one. Janoski not afraid to shoot it. Andy Ignatovich playing some tenacious defense, as we talked about in the first match. The Robins are going to play with more of a gegenpress in the European style. They're going to play high press against any team they come against.
Lansing's coming out a lot more aggressive than they were in their game against Troy.
Dietz with the ball up ahead. Ferocious header from the Badgers player.
He almost instinctively got his hands on it. That's a no-no right there.
Swatton up the right-hand wing. Looking to cut back, looking for a cross. Plays it ahead towards Jason Janoski, who's going to whip in a ball towards the keeper, and it is easily caught by Jawad Charara.
It almost looked like he was going to trip over it and let it go out of bounds, but it was a nice recovery there by Janoski.
Charara tried the throw, but the wind is still playing a factor, as we talked about in the first game. It just got caught up in the air and just stayed straight up. Badgers looking to go forward with it. Plays a beautiful pass into the inside. Number 11, Andrew Vander Pollen with the ball. Looking to pull some skills. Excellent challenge inside. Jack Heald going to play it over to Sammy Omar.
Yeah, those
Omar with the ball. Plays a long pass out to the left-hand side. I believe that's Brett Janoski going for another shot. Just cannons off of Kenny Izaguirre.
That one had to hurt.
Ooh. Sammy Omar with a chance, just sneaking past the right-hand post.
Didn't look like he had the angle on it. That was a very awkward kick right there, and it bounced a little bit, and it just found a way to mosey over to the right goal post, or right post, but not in.
Number 5 for the Badgers with the ball, playing it back. Receiving it back, Bay. Bay looking to go forward. Gets intercepted by Dietz, but remains possession. Up ahead to Tariq Lamhardy, who plays it ahead. Intercepted by Damian Adai, who has been imposing his will this game. We found out during the break that Damian Adai is still in high school.
Yeah, I had just assumed he was at least 18 or something. No, he's 16 years old. He is currently a junior at high school right now. Nowhere near close to graduating at the moment. And he's been arguably one of the key pieces so far on this Robins team in these past these 2 round robin matchups.
Ben Harmon with the throw in for the Badgers into Tariq. Andrew Vander Pollen looking to try and sneak by somebody, but Jason Janoski comes and clears it up. And I believe Jack Heel will just play it ahead for a Badger throw-in.
Getting right to it on the throw-in.
Harmon with the throw. Plays it back to Bay Morgay. Chiraro with the ball. Plays it over to his center back partnership in Izaguirre.
That goalie was very out of his
Izaguirre with the ball in. Oh, Tariq. Oh, they're calling it offside on that one.
Might have been a little too eager to get that ball. Didn't realize he was offsides.
Dietz with the ball ahead. Just puts it too much in. It's an easy, comfortable grab for Chirara of the Badgers. I don't know about you, Noah, but I feel like the Robins might have gotten a break with that. I think Tariq looked onside. But the Badgers will definitely take it, or the Robins, excuse me, will definitely take it.
Take anything you can get at this point.
Ball went out on the Badgers. It will be a Robins throw, and Michael Dietz will take it. Finds Robin. Dietz gets the ball back from Extreme Hawk.
Gotta find a way to get the guy on the left side.
Plays it in. Janowski's in. He scores, but the flag goes up.
I believe Janowski was offsides on that one. That's what it looked like. He was pretty much the only man next to that goalkeeper, and it was a perfect, the perfect play, you could say. Dietz was wide open on the pass. He heaves it over to Janowski, and he had nothing but the back of the net in front of him.
Goal kick headed down by Robin, but Tariq Lamhardy with the ball just gives it right back to a Robin player, but Michael Dietz gives it right back to the Badgers. Bay Morgay passes it back. Having a little bit of a cluster there, and it's going to go out on the Badgers. It is a Lansing Common throw-in.
Yeah, a little miscommunication right there by the Badgers. 2 guys knocked into each other, weren't able to get near the ball, so it was able to trickle its way over to the sideline.
Swatton with the throw-in all the way to Hawk, but it is intercepted by the Badgers, and they're going to look try and go forward. Beautiful play by Bay Morgay. Tariq Lamhardy gets tripped up, and he kicks it out of bounds. Once again, will be a Lansing Common throw-in.
Yeah, they were able to weave their way right around those 2 Robins, but unfortunately, they weren't able to keep control at the very end, and now it's once again Lansing ball.
Ball goes out from Jack Heald. It will be a Badgers throw-in. Ben Harmon, looking to take that throw-in quick.
Ooh, that was a nice play right there.
Tariq Lamhardy issuing 4 out of play for a throw-in, but did not look from the vantage point for ours that it went out of play. Mustafa Al-Nakshi looking to back down a play.
Oh, here we go.
Sammy Omar in with a chance, but it is ruled offside. Sammy Omar still missed, so it wouldn't have counted regardless, as he missed the net to the left. But Sammy Omar had a great chance in behind the defense, just a little too far.
That was 2 opportunities right now for the Badgers, the Robins, where they could have had a prime scoring opportunity, but it was completely negated by the offsides. Got to be aware of where you are on the field in terms of being near the defenseman.
Brent Sorg, head coach for the Lansing Common FC, has to love what he's seeing. Recently announced that he was retired 25 years in the Lansing Police Department as a lieutenant. Congratulations on your retirement, Coach Sorg. all the best in continuing to coach Lansing Common throughout the summers.
Looks like Jack Hill's coming back onto the field now.
Looked like Jack Hield might have been receiving some instruction from from the assistant coach. Lansing Common with the ball. Muhammad playing it up ahead to Ben Harmon. Harmon making a little. Muhammad looking some skills.
Ooh.
Intercepted by Brent Swatton. Jack Hield up ahead. Jason Janowski looking to go in.
Oh,
Gets
that's a,
barged.
that was a big
No
hit right there.
call. Huge hit on Jason Janowski. Sammy Omar looking to go in. Another offside call.
Seems to be a recurring problem right now for the Ravens. You need to realize where, like, they have to be aware where they are on the field in terms of whether right by the right back or behind him whatsoever. You just got to know where you are so you don't miss those kind of prime scoring opportunities.
Badgers look to go in from Tariq Lamhardy with the through ball, but Damian Adai, who we've talked about all day, shrugging off Tariq Lamhardy's attempts, and it will remain Lansing Common possession as Sammy Omar going in, and he just can't put enough into it. Go out for a Detroit Badgers goal kick. Lansing Common is all over Detroit Badgers right now.
Yeah, they are. Their offense is all over this this Badgers team. They're earlier in the broadcast, Josh told us about how this team's actually kind of split apart in a way right now because they had some teams like over in Southeast Michigan. These guys are in Lansing, so their numbers are very thin. And Lansing has been able to try and like get any kind of opportunity they can, but so far it has not led to any goals whatsoever.
Michael Dietz with the interception, trying to play it ahead to Brett Swatton. Giving away Andy Ignatovich, playing ahead to Extreme Hawk, inside to Sammy Omar, but can't find him. Extreme Hawk to the back post to Ignatovich, just outside the header. Detroit Badgers will maintain possession. Micah Bloomfield on the ball, trying to play it ahead. Damian Adai back into Jason Janowski, over to Swatton. Swatton looking, surveying, takes a shot. And I believe that's 3 points in football.
So far, it's been 6 points, actually, because the previous one that went out of bounds actually went over the uprights.
Oh, did it? I thought
Yeah.
it went wide left. My apologies.
I'm pretty. I think at least one, a different one, went over the uprights. I know there's one that hit off the crossbar, but.
So if we were playing American football, it'd be 6-0 in favor of the Lansing Common over the Detroit Badgers. But we're playing European football. So it still remains 0-0. Damian Adai on the ball, playing it back to Johnny Schwartz, who's going to look to play it out to Christian Trunk. It's dispossessed, but it will remain Robin's ball. A lot of these guys on this team are a mix of college players, local college players here. Aquinas, we have some players from Hope, Calvin, Kalamazoo College, and one of them in Andy Ignatovich coming from the University of Manchester. Lots of guys just playing some summer ball.
Right, there's also a couple guys that are more so where I'm from, Southeastern Michigan. Spencer Powell goes to Detroit Mercy, which is only like a 15-minute drive from where I live. Meanwhile, Jonah Caldwell goes to Lawrence Tech, which is not too far as well, over in Southfield.
Jack Hield with the foul on that play will result in a Detroit Badgers goal kick. Or not goal kick, free kick, my apologies. Referee trying to push Sammy Omar further back as Detroit's going to look to go quick up ahead to Babe Morgay, but is safely caught by Johnny Schwartz, who's going to look to go play quick to Brett Swatton. Going upfield. Getting a triple challenge, and that is certainly a yellow card on Mohammed, the center mid. Brett Swatton got absolutely clattered.
Yeah, it took, like, that ball ricocheted off a couple of Badgers right into the knee of Swatton. And on top of that, he got tripped by a Badger as well, so that is not he's not feeling so good right now.
Give Brett Swatton a minute. Stands up after the collision from 3 Detroit Badgers. Looks like he's going to be good to carry on.
Just looked like he needed a minute right there. I don't blame him having a ball go at that speed with that little time after a ricochet.
Lansing Common looking to go ahead. Sammy Omar cannot beat Jawad Jarrara. Sammy Omar still looking to maintain possession over to Christian Trunk. Whips it in towards Extreme Hawk, who cannot find it. It's comfortably caught by Chirara, who looks for that long throw again, but with the wind, it just gets caught up.
There's too much arc on it, not enough power.
Jack Heald playing it back to Damien Adai, who's going to switch it over to Spencer Powell. Powell looking ahead. Jason Janowski looking in, but Jawad Chirara, sweeper keeper action, gets rid of it, but Jason Janowski was offside. It'll be reset for a free kick for the Detroit Badgers.
Yeah, we're about 15 minutes or so, or a little less than 15 minutes into this game. So far, we've gotten 4 offsides called on the Robins.
Continuing that aggressiveness we talked about in the first game against Troy United. Very aggressive. Just can't find that end product right now.
Well, they're bound to get a goal right here because Detroit can only hold on for so long.
We were not given full rosters on Detroit Badgers, so as our PA announcer is saying, we did not know who one of the Detroit Badgers players was, number 15 coming into the game.
I don't think I was able to catch what exactly he said. It was a
Same. I don't believe I caught the name of number 15, but he is now into the game as Jawad Chirara, who could have waited just a second and he could have grabbed it with his hands, came out of the box and had to play it with his body. It's going to result in a Lansing Common throw-in from Michael Dietz.
That was a little dangerous right there by Chirara, trying to be all the way out of his net like that, especially when you have a Robin right on the offensive at the moment, or at that time.
Powell on the ball, playing it out to Extreme Hawk, who goes right between the legs of Bay Morgay. Jack Heald playing it over to Janowski, who's going to play an Extreme Hawk. He's got a chance, and it goes straight to Chirara's hands. Extreme Hawk could not get to the ball quick enough.
He's beating himself up a little bit after that one. He looked like he had like the prime lane.
Tariq Lamb Hardy's down as the ref plays advantage. Bay Morgay looking to go in. Headed away by Damien Adai. Michael Dietz with the ball, but they're going to come back and check on Tariq Lamb Hardy, who is still down after the challenge. In obvious pain. Didn't get a quite good view on it. I don't know if it was...
I didn't get a good view on it either, but it seems like he's favoring the knee a bit. One of the trainers is blocking our view right now at the moment, so can't really... Okay, I see it now, yeah. Looks like it's going to be on the left leg, something right there, maybe around the knee area.
Wonder if it's a cramp. I mean, we talked about it. Lansing Common is fortunate out of these 3 squads. They didn't have to play a back-to-back. They got that 45-minute break. Wonder if there's a little bit of cramping going on. You don't want to see that happen.
Correct, yeah. It's very beneficial for the Robins to have that 45-minute break because Detroit's coming right off of that game against Troy United where they had lost 2-0. And with their forces stretched thin right now, they don't want to lose anyone, especially in a round-robin tournament like this before the season even starts.
Play is resumed. Michael Dietz passed it over to Spencer Powell, who's going to switch it over to Christian Trunk, who's going to look to play ahead Andy Ignatovich, who headers it down. But Chirara gets over the ball, plays it to Ben Harmon, who didn't expect a player there. Brett Swatton tries a shot blocked by Harmon.
He was thinking the goal that entire time, and I don't blame him. It was like he had the shot too, but it was blocked off a Badger.
Dietz. Oh, Dietz with the cross into Sammy Omar, who had space, time for the header. Gets a looping header towards the back post. Just too much loopage on that ball. Back for another Detroit Badgers free goal kick.
Yeah, couldn't get the angle on that header right there. Instead of going in, it went over the overhead of the net.
Number 14 in the game for the Robins. Brett Swatton playing it in quick. Sammy Omar coming down the left-hand wing, looking into the box. Cleared out by a Badger defender is going to be a corner kick for Lansing Common. Zach Holden into the game for Lansing Common, the native of DeWitt who plays at Kalamazoo College.
It looks like Ignatovich is going to be the one that's doing the corner kick for the Robins. Right before, although they got to get the ball first, all the way on the track field.
Yep, that's most important.
Will be brought to you by the Lansing Public Media Center. They help us produce one of the highest quality live streams in all.
Andy Ignatovich standing over the corner.
Got about 4 guys right in the box in front of the net.
Ignatovich whips it in. Trickles all the way to the back post. Cleared away by the Badgers, but is going to remain Lansing Common ball. Beautiful step back from Damien Adai, getting by the defender in Andrew Vander Pollen. Detroit playing the ball ahead, but is going to come back for an offside.
Yep, a little too aggressive right there, trying to rush in for the goal. Fortunately, he was too far from the defender, so that'll be an offsides.
Jack Heald playing it up ahead. Finds Ignatovich. Tried to find Sammy Omar or Zach Holden. Couldn't find anybody. Johnny Schwartz with the ball. Playing it straight back to Spencer Powell. Powell out to Michael Dietz. Dietz inside to Zach Holden. Brett Swatton remains possession.
He was tiptoeing that sideline right there.
Detroit Badgers wanted to go out for a throw, but instead it's going to stay in play. Christian Trunk playing in to Zach Holden. Can't get there.
Not enough on the angle right there. I feel like if that whoever that Robin was, if they were just like a foot farther into the end zone, they would have been able to at least keep it in, and maybe you could have gotten a goal right there. Oh, that was Extreme Hawk that had the opportunity there for the Robins to try and strike it in for the goal.
Detroit looking to play ahead. Michael Dietz playing great possession defense. Zach Holden. Sammy Omar playing it over to Extreme Hawk. Looking to find Omar in the middle. Can't get there.
Too much interference right there for the Badgers. They were able to stop him dead in his tracks.
Mohammed, the man that shrugged off Extreme Hawk and Sammy Omar. That prevented a chance, but it's right back in Lansing Common favor. Zach Holden. Looked like he got tripped up. No call from the official. Morgay passing over to Ben Harmon. Harmon going to go around the outside. Plays a little too far ahead. It will remain Lansing Common ball.
All right, looks like instead of Swatton, it'll be Dietz. I'll be throwing it in.
Into the game now for Lansing Common. Be someone that is not on our sheet of paper, number 4. Not too sure who number 4 is. We will try and get that information as soon as we can. Came in for Spencer Powell, who played a great, say, 65 minutes of soccer today.
Ooh.
Michael Dietz is down. Jack Heald looking into the box. Sammy Omar puts a little too much on it. It's going to be collected by Gerara.
Yeah, Dietz took an awkward kick right there. It looked like he twisted something in his leg. It looks like it's maybe the left leg, maybe his ankle, or I believe.
Hopefully he's okay. Chance, Lansing Common shoots, blocked by Mohammed. It's been a stalwart in the backfield for Extreme Hawk, just pushing off. The Detroit Badger defender is going to go out for a corner kick.
That's the 3rd corner kick now for Lansing Common in this game.
A couple substitutions being made for Lansing Common. Incoming Carter Hagan and number 13 Mason Winkle for the
looks
game.
like Dietz is coming out they're gonna check up on his leg to see how he's doing.
In the game for the Robins, number 16, Carter Hagan. Number 13, Mason Winkle.
And Extreme Hawk came out seeing only 23 minutes of action today as the corner kick comes in to the back post. No one is there to get it, and Detroit Badgers looking, they accidentally kick it out. It'll be another corner kick.
Yeah, Detroit's giving them all these opportunities. Let's see if Lance can actually capitalize on one of them and put the ball in the back of the net.
Apologies to Colin Winters, number 4 for Lansing Common. Our sheet has not been updated, and Colin Winters was just added to it earlier today. Ball into the box, trying to find some chaos, and it's just cleared away as Damien Adai is just going to settle it down. Avoids a Badger defender trying to dispossess him. He's going to go from distance.
Distance is how they scored their goal against Troy. I think Adai wants to take a page out of Ahmad's book and do exactly that. Unfortunately, he angled it too far right, and it sails right back over to the concession stands.
Yeah, let's say about 10 yards to the right, too far. It'll be a Detroit Badgers goal kick. Detroit looking to play it ahead. Brett Swatton was there. Mustafa Al-Nakshi trying to play it ahead.
Going to be a throw in there for Lansing now.
Mason Winkle trying to with the throw in. Detroit Badgers looking for their first promising attack of the day, and is snuffed out by that commanding Robbins defense. But they still have possession. In comes Colin Winters just to play keep away with the ball. It'll be a Badgers throw-in.
It's one of the few opportunities that Detroit has had so far to be able to try and score here. So this goes to show how good the defense has been so far for the Robins.
Cross came in from the Badgers. Johnny Schwartz was able to get ahead of the defender and attacker to regain possession, and it will be Robins balls are looking to come up the left-hand side. It'll be out for a throw-in. Christian Trunk looking to go ahead quick to Sammy Omar, who gets dispossessed. Badgers look to boot it. It's hit off of Carter Hagan. It'll remain Badger ball.
There's a nice block there by Lansing, and unfortunately went out of bounds.
Substitutions coming in for Lansing Common, number 25. Don't have that number. I'm going to guess that is Carter McKay with that number. Number 24, Blendy Jahiri coming in. And number 22, Jonah Caldwell, from where we are more known from in Lawrence Tech. He plays his college ball at. Replacing Sammy Omar, Jack Heald. And I believe that is...
As Christian Trunk that came out too.
Thank you. Lansing Common with the throw-in. Up ahead, Jaharara with the ball.
There's a lot of power on that throw-in too. Josh mentioned how that's one of their keys, like one of the top skills on this team is how powerful their throw-ins have been. Able to create opportunities just like that.
Dispossessed by Jonah Caldwell. Booted away by a Badger defender. Looking to hold up. Play some hold-up play. And Mustafa Al-Nakshali. Ball still in play. Carter Hagan looking to race to it. Gets to it. The touch is just too much. It will go out for a goal kick.
Tried to get it away from Chirara, but it was too much power, and since there's no one in front of him, it was just going to sail right out behind the field. Now it's going to be a goal kick for Detroit.
They're going to play it short. As of all the teams today, we've learned with this win today that playing the long ball is not going to work to your advantage, as we see a long ball right there go in the favor of Lansing Common. Damien Adai looking to play it ahead. Plays it straight to a Badger. Some beautiful link-up play from the Badgers there to keep the ball. Is kicked out. I believe Blendy Jahiri.
Jahiri touched the ball last on that one.
Badgers with some beautiful link-up play to get it to the left-hand side to Ben Harmon. Harmon going to play it in. Snuffed out by, I believe, Carter McKay, who's going to launch it forward towards Carter Hagan. Hagan going to go one-on-one with his defender, looking into the inside. Carter Hagan whips it in towards Andy Ignatovich, who plays it ahead. Tucked into the right-hand side for a goal.
It's a nice 1-2-3 right there from Lansing Common. He had Hagan on the right. He was able to bank it all the way to the middle, and then they were able to get the Jahiri on the left, and he had nothing but the back of the net right there to get the Robins on the board.
Beautiful work play for the goal from Blendy Jahiri. Sneaks it into the right-hand bottom corner to give the Lansing Common a 1-0 lead over the Detroit Badgers. We felt it was coming from the beginning. They had chance after chance, just kept getting offside and offside.
It was just a matter of how long it's going to be before this Detroit defense breaks, and unfortunately for us, it happened right now, and Jahiri is absolutely ecstatic right at the moment.
Daniel Babayan coming into the game, and Elijah Moss joining the game again after the first game. Elijah Moss with the ball, looking to find Ignatovich. Detroit Badgers having a little miscommunication.
Almost looked like it was going to be another goal there for Lansing. He almost ran right past him.
Looking ahead, over to Ignatovich. Looking to settle it down. Dispossessed by the Badgers. Ignatovich still remaining ferocious to try and get the ball back. Carter McKay looking into Elijah Moss over to Chihara, who will safely pick it up.
Not enough reaction time there. Wasn't able to find out where the ball was, so it went right into the hands of the goalie.
Out for a throw-in favor of Lansing Common. Jahiri with the ball. Is he going to be the one to throw it in?
Oh, it looks
Nope.
like a guy's going to be doing it.
Nope. Damien Adai with the long throw up ahead to Zach Holden. Gets dispossessed. Played ahead by the Badgers, who find some green grass with some Badgers in it. Mustafa up ahead. Intercepted by Jonah Caldwell. Into Adai. Adai looking forward into Zach Holden. Adai still making his run. He's got green grass if he can go. Plays it into the box, but a Detroit Badger is there, and Kenny Izaguirre to kick it out. It will be another corner kick for the Lansing Common Robins.
That was a nice play there by Lansing Common. They're able to find their way to pierce through that defense, and Adai looked like he couldn't be stopped at all. He was able to just mosey around through each defender, or each the midfielder and the back.
Andy Ignatovich standing over the corner kick. He's going to whip it in. Headed away by Mohammed of the Badgers. Looking to still maintain possession. Zach Holden with the ball. Gets by one of his defenders. Gets by another. Plays it into the box. Straight into a Badger defender. Taking the shot. Just to the right was Daniel Babayan.
Making a couple of guys miss right there. It looked like he was going to try and set up for some big shot, but he was able to pass it in. But unfortunately, that one sailed right of the goalpost.
Looks like we got a couple substitutions for the Badgers. Incoming number 6, Kenny Almeida. Number 5, Bay Morgay coming back in. And number 11, Andrew Vander Pollen coming back into the game. "33 minutes have gone in this contest. Again, community kickoff just to get everybody excited about the Lansing Common season underway. Carter McKay with the ball, looking to go up ahead. Tries to sneak it in to Zach to Holden. Ignatovich with the shot, blocked. McKay with the ball, takes a touch. Go to the right-hand side, puts it back in. Just sneaks past the left-hand post.
It could have been just a couple more degrees to the right. That would have trickled in for a goal.
Would have been a beauty. McKay would have had to done all the work on his own. Badgers looking to go quick. Somehow still trickles through all the Lansing Common defenders. Morgay playing it out to the right-hand wing. Looking to make his man miss. Goes by Jonah Caldwell. Plays it ahead to Morgay, who just gets trickled up under his own feet.
He was playing a little too forward right there. The ball was able to found its way behind him instead of in front of him, so he tripped himself up just a little bit.
Damien Adai with the header. Bay Morgay with the ball. Playing it up to Mohammed. Playing it out to the right-hand wing, the man that made everybody miss. Plays it into Morgay. Morgay into Al-Nakshali. Loses possession. The right winger going in. Going against Adai. Force it over to Bay Morgay, who takes a shot. Comfortably saved by Johnny Schwartz. Looked like it might have been going wide to the left, but Johnny Schwartz said, I'll continue to hold on to the ball and let time run down.
Yeah, it just took a couple bad bounces for Detroit, so it wasn't able to get any sort of power. So Schwartz was able to jump on it immediately.
Schwartz looking to reset. Takes his first long kick of the game. A towering ball. Bounces Elijah Moss. Chasing it down. But Sharif Sai headers back to Chihara, and he's got possession of it. Trying to play it ahead to Bay Morgay, who couldn't get a touch, but Adai is the... Or, excuse me, not Adai. Number 4, Colin Winters with the ball. Adai headering it off to the side. They're going to play it ahead. Daniel Babian on the right hand at the right wing. Detroit with the switch over to the right-hand side, looking for the overlap. Man makes another player miss. McKay with the ball. Jonah Caldwell under a little bit of pressure, has to play it out quick. Detroit takes away possession. Zach Holden back to get it.
So far, it's been just an all Detroit in terms of ball possession, but it just hasn't resulted in any sort of scoring so far.
Detroit trying to get something going here. They cannot. Babian looking ahead. Finds.
Here we go.
One-on-one.
Ah.
Great recovery from the Detroit Badger defender to get back.
I'll tell you what.
Mason.
Winkle was definitely going to be punching himself out of that one. It looked like he had nothing. He had no one in front of him. I didn't realize this. So just come in, slide tackle, and then just find a way to pop the ball out and absolutely save a potential scoring opportunity right there.
My apologies to whoever number 25 is on Lansing Common. We don't have your number on our sheet, but incoming now is Carter McKay, number 3. That is my apologies. Detroit Badgers are going to look to boot it ahead as 3 Lansing Common players are there. Jonah Caldwell playing it back into the mix. Carter McKay looking with the ball. He's going to take a shot from distance. Just to the right-hand side of the goalpost.
It's a nice shot there, though, by Lansing.
Same adage in hockey. Just keep putting shots on, and eventually something's going to go in.
Absolutely, yeah. Try and get as many shots on goal as you can, because you've all but dominated so far in terms of the shot count. And you've already...
Elijah Mass in. Plays a square ball to Carter McKay. Gets trickled up, and it sneaks in.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. You got just keep those shots on goal, and somehow you'll find them in the back of the net. And right there was a perfect example of that. And now Lansing's up 2-0.
Carter McKay stuck with it. Tried his first shot, got blocked, trickled through the defense, and just hits it with the right-hand side of his foot. Sneaks it into the bottom right-hand corner, giving the Lansing Common Robins a 2-0 advantage over the Detroit Badgers.
It's looking good for the Robins so far. We're inching closer to the end of the scrimmage, but we'll still have a few more minutes of stoppage time, depending on how the refs see fit.
About 7 minutes of regular time left. Any additional stoppage time deemed by the officials, and we have a blue smoke bomb opened up on the other side of the field.
That's new.
I would say someone is clearly showing their passion for some Midwest Premier League soccer. And Lansing Common will still not give up, but Detroit Badgers going forward. Andy Ignatovich steals the ball over to Carter McKay, playing it ahead to Elijah Moss. Moss is in. Just can't get there. Still there. Number 25 on the ball. Plays it to the back post. Shot blocked.
That was Chihiri with the shot right there. That could have made it a 3-0 game. Just pile those goals on even more.
Jahiri looking to get his second goal of the game. Blocked by the Detroit Badgers defense. It'll go out for another Lansing Common goal corner kick. Excuse me.
That's the problem with Detroit. They're not when they're not trying to clear it out. It's just they're kicking it over to the back of their side or the back of the zone. So it's resulting in all these corner kicks, and it's keeping the ball stuck in their end.
Mason Winkle hit the ball out last, so it'll be a Badgers throw in. Straight to Zach Holden, plays it ahead to Elijah Moss. Can't find the back of the net.
That was a prime opportunity there to extend this lead. Moss is absolutely kicking himself right now.
Jawad Jarara doing a beautiful job at a 2-on-0 disadvantage to keep the score 2-0 and still give the Badgers a chance to salvage something from this game. As Damian Adai still continues to impress all day. He's going to go all on his own. Who manages to get a corner kick again. Damian Adai, this kid showed up today, 45 minutes before kickoff at 4 o'clock, said, I need a jersey, and he's been the star of the game all day.
Absolutely. This defense, or this back has been an absolute stud so far in this game. He hasn't scored any goals, but he's just been a key contributor so far, and has led to where we are right now.
Ali Mutar coming into the game for the Badgers, including Marco Porponio for the Badgers, looking to defend this corner kick to remain the score 2-0 and to try and salvage anything left in this game. Ignatovich with a long, towering corner kick. Headed away, but remains Lansing Common ball. Mason Winkle with the ball. Plays it back into the middle. Carter McKay plays it outside to Ignatovich. Ignatovich takes a shot. Another save from Jawad Sharara. Mason Winkle with the header down after that throw from Sharara. Number 25 on the ball. Remains possession. Elijah Moss looking around. Out on the Badgers. It will be another corner kick for the Robins. I feel like that's my go-to phrase in this game, Noah.
Another corner kick for the Robins.
Yep, I think that's been the most used phrase in this game so far.
Leave it to you have no one to thank but the Badgers for that one.
Yep, Badgers defender just kicked it out, just trying to get a couple seconds to breathe and take a breath.
Yeah, they have no control trying to keep the ball out of their end. They just finds a way to back behind the field, so it keeps on staying on their side due to it because all these corner kicks.
Ignatovich wimps in a ball too far to the back post. Still remaining Lansing Common possession. Staying with the ball, number 25, trying to sidestep his defender. And guess what, Noah?
I was gonna say it.
Another corner kick for the Robins.
I was looking at the ref to see if he was going to call it that, and lo and behold, he did.
And this time it will not be Andy Ignatovich taking the corner. It'll be somebody else taking the corner. As they go quick, Elijah Moss with the ball. And the ref says, hang on, you went a little too quick.
Try again.
Let's try again. Everybody getting set up. Whips in a ball. Ignatovich.
Oh, that looked like it was going to go in.
Number 24, Blendy Jahiri looking for his second goal of the game. Just can't get enough foot on it. It goes to the right-hand side of the goal post for another.
A little bit eager on that one.
For a goal kick for the Badgers. Got about 2 minutes remaining in this one, folks. On top of stoppage time. Ooh. Carter McKay was not a fan of that one. It looked like he may have gotten possession, but Bay Morgay with the ball. Going to be a free kick. Badgers going to go quick. Muhammad playing ahead to Morgay.
Going to need to go quick if they want to tie this game up.
Still holding possession. Muhammad sneaks past a couple of the Lansing Common defenders, but Mason Winkle is there. Badgers still got a chance. Tariq Malzadi back in the game after his injury. Badgers take a shot. Just to the left-hand side of the goalpost. And poor Johnny Schwartz has got to go all the way to the fence to retrieve that ball.
I have one of the few shots on goal that the Badgers have had so far in this game. This has not been their day today.
As we wind down in the final minute, we want to thank everybody for following along on YouTube with Andy Ignatovich on the ball. Looking to play it ahead towards Blendy Jahiri. It's going to be comfortably grabbed by Jawad Jarrara from the Badgers. As we have said, the Badgers did come into this one undermanned. Lots of players missing as they had 2 league games earlier today and throughout this weekend. So lots of players needed rest. So this is more of a reserve side from the Detroit Badgers. But still an impressive showing from Lansing Common. Muhammad on the ball, looking out to the left-hand wing. Plays it over, and Detroit Badger just tripped over the ball.
Yep, that's a little, kind of went a little too further away from the ball, so he juggled it right between his legs.
Blendy Jahiri was trying to get an assist over to Elijah Moss, just too far offside. As we're down to our final 15 seconds of this one, pending stoppage time.
Last 15 seconds of regulation.
If the referee's looking to give any, he's telling the players to slow down, take a second. He's having a discussion with his assistant. Not too sure what they could be discussing here, as there's not too much left in this one. Was it that Detroit was playing with a man less? Ben Morgan on the ball, playing it ahead, intercepted by Colin Winters. Muhammad showing off his skill, receives the ball back after the 1-2. Long switch to the right-hand side. Badgers looking to try and get something for their first goal of the game. Can they get it? And Damian Adai, the star of this game, saves the clean sheet for the Robins.
Keeping that shutout alive. It was a nice play there by Adai, keeping the shutout alive. Looked like Detroit was going to try and find some kind of garbage time goal right there, because there's just the waning minutes of the game. Just want to at least get something on the board so they can go home with a little bit of dignity.
At least scoring a goal on the day.
Yes.
At least.
And not being able to score a goal in either of these 2 games will be very, not good.
Yes.
I can't think of the word right now. Depressing, I guess you could say, for the Badgers, especially if they have to travel a couple hours back to Detroit.
Whips in the ball. Tariq with the header. And again off the crossbar. Just missing 3 points in American football. Who could have made it a 3-point game in American football, 6-3, just missing out. In American football, it's 6-0 in favor of Lansing Common. In European soccer, European football, which we're playing, it is 2-0 Lansing Common. Referee looks at his watch, still gives a little more time. Ignatovich playing it back to Caldwell. Caldwell booms it forward, and that'll do it. Lansing Common defeats Detroit Badgers in the scrimmage, 2-0. That'll do it for us here at Eastern High School. Thank you for listening in. I've been Josh Lee, my partner.
Noah Stalker.
And we thank you, and we will see you next Saturday here for the first game of the season for Lansing Common. Take care.
I'm very excited to do that.
Yep. Take care.